It's huge starting the season off 1-0. Just winning an away game and proving that you can win in a hostile environment in a dogfight kind of game shows a lot about your team, and I'm glad that we showed that in week 1, which is great.
What is up, Steeler Nation? We are back for another special episode of Players Only on the one and only, the Sick Podcast, Steeler Crazy. I am Jay York Football. Next to me is Mic'd Up Sports One. Before we jump in and bring in our guests, first off, the Steelers are 1-0. Mike, how does it feel? It's fabulous. It's great to start the season like that. What do you say?
It probably feels better for them than it does me, but you know how
Mm-hmm.
Steeler Nation is. It feels like everybody's a team. Steelers fans are an extension of the Steelers, so it feels great. I got my Angry Run shirt on today. Najee and of course our guy Jalen were bowling over people per
Yeah.
usual, and we'll get to ask, of course, one of the Steelers, your guy, our buddy,
Mm-hmm.
today how it does feel to be 1-0, and I'm excited about that for sure.
Yeah, before we get into it, we have a great partnership, obviously, with DraftKings, as well as we want to shout out to Manta Sleep. I'm going to bed early. I wake up early. The mask is designed and optimized for the deepest possible sleep in any environment. 100% blackout for deeper sleep. And the thing about these is they're really comfortable. A lot of these masks, you put them on, and it's like it's hard to fall asleep. Quite frank. So make sure that you use our code 6Steelers for 10% off. Again, that's 6 Steelers. You'll have the best sleep if you're traveling, if you just need an afternoon nap and kind of need to black out and zone out and recharge. Manta Sleep is right there for you. But hey, he's number 46 on the field and number 1 in our hearts. Let's play the intro and get to it, Mike. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of 100% blacked out Steelers fans at tailgates as well.
Yeah.
That I'm sure he probably knows a few being a Yinzer.
Yeah, and our guest today is none other than number 46, long snapper for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mr. Duquesne himself, Christian Kuntz. How are you?
I'm good, fellas. What's up? Thanks for having me back on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Mike.
No, man. Well, we were talking off air. You're always repping the Dukes. We love it. You're Yinzer through and through. Pittsburgh, left, right, back and forth. You got the Pacers shirt on there. A little TJ McConnell love.
There you
Yeah, they
go.
gave they were handing these out at the game. I had to bring one home because I like wearing these around the house. These T-shirts. So this is one of the free T-shirt tosses at the Pacer game.
There you go.
I, I love it, man. I love it. You guys go into Atlanta, of course. You pull out an 18-10 victory. What was it like to start the season off with that big win?
Man, it's huge starting the season off 1-0. Not just like I don't know. I feel like when you do it on the road too, it makes it a little bit different. Um, just winning an away game and proving that you can win in a hostile environment in a dogfight kind of game shows a lot about your team, and I'm glad that we showed that in week 1, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to and talk about the special teams. Talk about your teammate Chris Boswell, 6 for 6. I mean, obviously weren't able to put it in when you guys got to the red zone, but man, that's why you pay guys like that, and special team matters because that's what ultimately won the game and great defense.
Yeah, it's definitely special. I mean, 6 for 6 is crazy. I mean, I know I think there's only been three other kickers to have done that, and he's done it twice.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, kudos to him, man. He's I truly think he's probably the best kicker in the world, um, and that's such an asset for a team. Once we cross the 50-yard line, knowing damn, this is field
Yeah.
goal range. Like we crossed the 50, it's field goal range. So
Yeah,
it's
what the
cool.
first one was 57, I think, wasn't it? Something like that.
57,
That's
57.
chip
Yeah,
shot.
so 57, 56, 51, 3 over 50. Like that's special. So I'm glad he's on our team, and you know, hopefully we just keep doing that this year.
Christian, I got a couple follow-ups when it comes to Boz. So, first of all, when somebody's performing like that, is there a little bit of like, all right, my pitcher's throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game? Like, are you guys talking all on the sidelines, or is it kind of like, all right, let's let Boz chill out a little bit here, and whenever it needs to happen, it's going to happen?
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any like no hitter effect, like where you don't talk to the pitcher unless he, gets an out or whatever, or doesn't
Yeah.
get an out. But I just feel like everyone knows that like he's been in that situation. He's made so many kicks before. Like you just let Boz do whatever Boz does, and then you know it's going to come in handy when the time counts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he kind of just let him go, but guys still talk to him, and he talks on the sideline too. Like he doesn't, not about the actual kicks or anything, but just about the game, whatever's going on, and just kind of roll out like it's another day of practice, and he just puts them through.
No doubt. I know Jordan was there. I don't think he was saying this much, but we kept hearing like Boswell is having a quote unquote bad camp or like struggling. Was there any credence to that? Like was there any difference?
Wait, were they talking about like this camp?
Yeah, there were reports. People were
Yeah.
like, Boz is not having the best camp.
Oh, I mean, dude, I feel like people like can say whatever because if they see him miss a kick in warmups, but like
Yeah.
first of all, we
Yeah.
rarely even kicked during training camp. Like we must have had probably 2 or 3 team periods in training camp, and then we kicked on our own. And like the people don't know if he's trying different steps out, if he's trying to mess with the ball, the wind. Like there's so many variables. Like I don't. He was just getting back into kicking shape. You got to prepare for a season, so there's different stuff that they do swinging their leg. But no, that is not true at all. In a bad camp, that's hilarious.
There you have it, Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you miss one field goal and that's what they're gonna remember or something like that. Like it just makes no sense. I know exactly how it is. So talk a little bit about the QB situation. What's it been like with both of these guys in the locker room, and how impressed were you with Fields being able to get it done, no turnovers, and definitely showed some impressive stuff. I'm eager to see him more.
Yeah, I mean, both guys are super cool and super nice people outside of even talking about football. So I feel like that's the most important thing. Like those are two solid dudes, and they seem to everyone seems to kind of magnate towards them and kind of lean on them towards situations, and that's what a quarterback does. So they've both been great for our locker room. But we got the win. Justin got the win. I know he probably
Mhm.
wants the ball to be in the end zone, but man, he went out and got the win. So that's just huge for our team, and I know that's all we care about is winning.
Yeah, before I throw it over to Mike, I know you guys have Denver next. How much does the altitude play into, kind of like the game preparation and stuff like that? I think it was when Ryan Clark was out there, he had sickle cell, if I could remember. I remember, and it was just kind of like you don't realize. I've been there personally, and going up Pikes Peak, I'm like, holy crap. But just
Yeah,
kind of talk about like what preparation for that is and what is it like playing.
yeah. I've never played in Denver Stadium. I was there in OTAs in 2018. And definitely the ball definitely flies like a bit further and will hang up there for punters a little bit longer. So there is a difference with that. As opposed to, as far as like the conditioning standpoint, I do feel like you get short of breath a lot easier
Yeah.
when we were like running and we ran hills over there and did like casters and stuff. And I definitely noticed like you are more short of breath. So I feel like for preparation, guys will you know if they're not already doing cardio, they're probably in trouble, but they'll probably up their
Yeah.
cardio a little bit more this week and um, really try to get ready for this game.
Yeah.
No
Mike.
doubt. And obviously, when we have you on, we want to talk special teams at length. Boz, fantastic. But there was, of course, a really tough moment. And Cam Johnson going down. This is a dude I'm sure that you formed quite the relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
That felt like the team really, really was significantly impacted, both from an on the field and off the field level, because this is a likable dude, right?
Yeah, yeah, that was tough. Cam's such a, like you said, a likable guy and such a good dude, and like he's a great football player, but he's even a better person, So it sucks that sucks to see, and it kind of does. It didn't really feel for me at least. It didn't really feel like a win because that whole play was so devastating. Like to see a guy like that and such a good dude, like I said, get hurt, it just sucks.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get you in trouble, but no penalty. Like, what in the world was like a holding call comes out of that? and no
Yeah,
roughing or anything, like or even running into the kicker.
I
Those are
know.
my 2 cents.
No, it's football. I mean,
Yeah,
the refs have a hard job too, so it's such a bang bang play, and it's just so unfortunate, dude. It
no
sucks.
doubt, no doubt, dude. You've worked with Corliss Waitman before, right?
I have. Yep,
Tell us, tell
2021.
us, tell us about Corliss.
Corliss is a good dude, man. Corliss is he's a good dude, a hell of a punter. You know, he's a lefty, so different offsets, different the ball flies a little different. So that can cause like return guys to drop more balls, you know, because they're not used to catching them off a left footer's foot. The spin's different or spinning opposite ways. So but man, Corliss, he's a pro. He was, you know, in Chicago, in New England. He's gonna come in and do well for us, so I'm excited to get to work with him again.
Do you have to do things different or prepare differently for a lefty?
No, if he has he might be offsetting a different way than Cam did, or he might stand a little bit differently. But for me, it's still the same ball, you know.
Got you,
So to
got you.
hit
That
my
makes
spot,
sense.
yeah.
Something that Coach Tomlin talked about today, and I want to mention to you is Scotty Miller. He had to go out and hold on that extra point because Cam
Hmm.
Johnston was the holder, and I think Coach Tomlin said something like he said he did it in high school or something
Yeah.
like that. But he
Yeah,
went out there and just how much how much pressure like these micro moments are on, but he nailed it.
yeah, he did. It's kind of funny because we never even worked on like a backup holder. We have before like in the past, but this year I don't know what happened.
Mhm.
We really haven't had a chance to get guys over because for whatever reason. So on this past week, right before the game, we just called Scotty over, and me and him, you know, he held in high school. He told Coach T, so they sent him over, and I snapped probably like 7 balls to him prior to that, and then
He was hot.
ironically, it freaking happens, and we got to go out there, and Scotty's holding, and we're warming up on the sidelines, and
That's
he's like,
great.
"Bro, this is crazy." It's like
Uh,
Oh
so
my
ironic.
God,
Yeah, I know. So
that's
but
nuts.
he did a hell of a job, man. I mean, he's just a pro. You saw him, you know, he made that tackle at Gunner when Boz punted the ball. Plays receiver. He returns kicks, punts, does it all. He's holding now. So
Yeah. That's another thing I was going to ask you is, speaking of guys stepping up in unique situations, Boz just walking in cold and punting. Okay, do you guys practice punting at all with Boz? Like, how often does that happen? And I
no,
guess, secondly, how impressive was that?
yeah, he doesn't work on punting at all. Like it's totally different leg swinging. But Boz was a punter before.
Mm.
Um, you know, he punted in high school and was recruited as a punter before he changed full time to kicker. But so he could still boom it a little bit if he gets a hold of it. But it's different in a game situation. So for him to hit that ball, you know, 45 yards. I know it wasn't the best hang time, but you know, Scotty made the play for a 43-yard net. Like that's a damn good punt play right there, a 43-yard net. So like, it was impressive.
Did you go up to him after and like, man, you got to get that hang time up, like messing with him a little bit?
No, I didn't even realize, man, that we punted that
Yeah,
in such like a critical situation. Like I wasn't even like about to mess with him about it. Now that you're looking back on it, I should have said something, but I was like,
it's
I
not
was
too
getting
late.
ready to watch. Yeah, I was getting ready to watch the defense.
Yeah, facts. Jordan, you got anything?
Man, so just I know you have your own podcast too. I just kind of been watching that. It's been great. Just kind of talk a little bit about that and just kind of how you're just becoming a personality in Pittsburgh. Obviously, you're a diehard Yinzer, play for the Steelers, but like at the end of the day, like you're just a Yinzer, and I think that that's what makes you so likable. It's like the stuff you're putting out is great. Just wanted to say that, and we're very
Yeah,
fortunate to have you on here as well.
I
So
appreciate it. Yeah, I started it back up in July, the Christian Kuntz podcast, and man, we just try to do what you guys do, just kind of make it authentic, make it real, get to know
mhm.
people, our guests, and you know, it is fun. It is fun. It is a skill set as well, which I'm learning. Like
Yeah.
it's not easy to put that mic in front of you, you know, and just talk, and people think it's easy, but it's not. So it's definitely a hobby of mine, and you know, I'm having fun with it, so I'm gonna continue to do it.
Where can
Well,
people find it? Give everybody the
yeah.
deets.
People can find it on Spotify, YouTube, um, Apple Music. It's on it all. So we have our own Instagram page, Twitter page, TikTok. So you can search us.
You're doing TikToks now, Christian Kuntz TikTok.
I don't run it. I don't run a TikTok. I don't even
You're
have
just the
TikTok.
talent. You're just the talent.
That's what they're saying. I don't believe it.
Hey, well, I think it's great. Hey, it's been a real great time. Good luck in Denver, and we look forward to having you again this season, Mike. If you have anything to add.
Yeah, we'll push that podcast. We're excited, man. We
Guys.
can't wait to help out. You always are good to us, man. So keep up the good work and stay healthy. Stay healthy.
Oh yeah, well I appreciate it, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Keep doing your thing, and I appreciate the shout out and the love.
No, appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Good
All
luck,
right, guys. Yep, thanks. I'll see you.
See you soon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's Christian Kuntz. One of the great, you said it, man. One of the great Yinzers. I feel like him and David Bednar are kind of in a class on their own when it comes to Pittsburgh sports. Like those are guys that you'll see, outside of the other teams' tailgates, like Bednar for Steelers, Kuntz for the Pirates or Penguins. Is what I'm saying. Like just hanging with everybody, right? And like you said it really well. Like at the end of the day, kind of just a Pittsburgher, and that's really like the mentality of the whole city and us is like nobody's bigger than anybody else. That's why fans feel like they're part of the team. It's why like this extension, as I mentioned, everybody kind of is same synergy, same energy level, and on the same wavelength. So it's cool chatting with him, and obviously it was a very important week. Not that everyone isn't, but because of what happened with Boz, because of Johnston injury, Corliss Waitman coming in, and Scotty Miller just being able to jump off the bench to hold, man. A bunch of really cool stuff, right?
Yeah, and it's just it's crazy because like what really stuck out to me about that whole thing is when he was saying it was did you joke with him? It was such a critical situation, and that just goes to show you field position. It's a game of inches. Like I mean, like someone like him, he's out there in these critical moments. I mean, if we didn't have Chris Boswell, Cam Johnson goes down. Like it's sad that's what the game is, but it's next man up, and just have to be ready.
You said it perfectly about Boswell. You said not a ton of people are talking about him on a normal Sunday unless he makes a kick. Now listen, unless he misses a kick. Now listen, if he goes 6 for 6, that's a little different. Everybody's going to give him attention. But a normal game, if he goes 2 for 2, 3 extra points, like you tip your cap, you talk about what the starters did, what the running backs, the receivers did. But if he comes in and misses a kick, he's the number one topic on, the nightly news. I feel like Christian Kuntz in a lot of ways is the same way. You don't hear about the long snapper, but you don't want to hear about the long snapper. No. If his name is mentioned during a game, he probably did something wrong, right? Like he probably made a mistake. So he's kind of like an offensive lineman. Like, I don't want my name called because it might mean a holding penalty or I gave up a sack. So it's really interesting how that dynamic kind of works. So I do want to talk about one last thing before we get off here.
Make you some money.
Yeah, let's make you some money. It's important, man. The Steelers didn't get in the end zone. I mean, you call it a touchdown, a tutty, taking it to the house. It didn't happen for Pittsburgh, but whatever you call a touchdown, they do matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Do us a favor, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use our code 6sports. You see it right there. New customers get 200 big ones. 200 big ones in bonus bets when you bet just $5.
Woo!
Only on DraftKings. Listen, if you're ready to place your first NFL bet, try betting on something simple, right? A player to score a touchdown. I think an interesting line this weekend is the Steelers over-under 36.5. Check that one out. I did the math in my head. If Chris Boswell would need 13 field goals to hit the over on his own, that would be 37, I think, according to my math. We'll see if he can go from 6 to 13. But absolutely, $200 in bonus bets. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
Yes, sir. You got it. The crown is yours with DraftKings Sportsbook.
I was putting in my bet right there.
I saw that, man. Hopefully it's a winner, just like last weekend.
Hey, I'm back above 500.
You had the Steelers plus 3.5. That was huge.
I took Florida the first one. They lost to Miami. And then I forget. I think it was the Chiefs.
You took the Chiefs. You
took
won.
the Chiefs and then the Steelers. So we're back above 500. Make sure you use our code.
Sick Sports, man, and tell a friend to tell a friend. The Sick Podcast Steelers crazy.
Sign up your grandma.
Yeah, Deshaun Elliott last week, Christian Kuntz this week. Deshaun Elliott should be coming up soon again. Hopefully after a win in Denver. Always having fun here. Subscribe, like.
Thank you.
Always appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Steelers Crazy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.